Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium singles video here on iStarly TV. It's been a little while, but today I wanted to continue with my Flapple team that I showed in the previous video. And, you know, I just love this team. I love Flapple. You know, if you watched my previous video, you probably heard me talk enough about it. And I just thought this was a fun one, so I wanted to throw it back. Wait, is that the right terminology? I wanted to use the team again is the point I'm making here. So we've got the team code in case you're interested in trying it out for yourself, which you are welcome to do. If you do, please let me know how it goes. And we're just going to kind of start the battles right now. I kind of explained it last time, so you know I'm not going to spend too much time going over the team here. We are about a week away from the new series, the new rule set, which will start on April 1st. So as of the making of this video, we have a little bit over a week until that new rule set. So I'm really excited for that. I hope you all are too. I'm definitely going to be building teams and everything. I'll probably have one more Battle Stadium singles video to showcase a different team. I'm not sure exactly what that'll be yet, if I'll build a team or if I'll find one online. If you have teams for me, definitely let me know. Leave me some codes. I'd definitely be interested in showcasing some viewer teams. That would be a lot of fun. But either way, we're going to be switching over to Regulation C with the Ruin Pokemon very soon. So let's get to some battles here. Alright, so starting out with my opponent's team, they definitely have some annoying Pokemon, notably the Hippowdon and the Mimikyu. Those are two Pokemon. It's kind of funny because when I see Hippowdon, usually it's an annoying lead. Although I have Espathra, which is pretty solid against Hippowdon. I can get off a lot of damage with Lumina Crash, and I can kind of, you know, basically spam Lumina Crash to really put a dent in that Hippowdon. But they're likely to have Roar, and also a Pokemon that I think is kind of annoying to see is that Mimikyu that kind of balances out what the Hippowdon can do there. I'd like to lead with my Iron Bundle as well, because it's an okay lead against Hippowdon. Maybe I can go sub and then encore them. I think actually that sounds like a good plan. I like Iron Bundle here in general. It's pretty decent against a lot of my opponent's Pokemon. From there, I guess the question that we like to ask with this team is, how does Flapple look? Unfortunately, as much as I love me some Flapple, I don't think this is going to be a great Flapple game. They've got Flutter Mane, which can hit it really hard, whether I Tera or not. Baxcalibur can destroy me if I don't Tera. Mimikyu's good against Flapple. Corviknight, even though I'm Tera Fire with Tera Blast, Corviknight's still going to be hard to take down for Flapple, so unfortunately this is not going to be a Flapple game. I do like my Iron Moth here though, and then I think as a last Pokemon I do like Annihilape here as well. It's pretty bulky and it has options for all of my opponent's other Pokemon. It can also taunt things that would otherwise set up, like even possibly Hippowdon or Corviknight. I mean, I guess maybe if that's the case, I might have led with Annihilape in the face of a potential Hippowdon lead there, because I can just taunt it. But you know, if they're bringing Hippowdon, they're going to lead with it, and they actually do lead with the Mimikyu, which is a pretty good play on their part. But I personally feel like this is a pretty solid matchup for me. So this I might regret this, but I'm actually going to start with a substitute here just to see what my opponent does. This could backfire if they actually go Swords Dance, which honestly is a real possibility, but if they just try to attack me with like Play Rough or something, or even if they go for like Thunder Wave or something, I think this is a decent situation for me to be in. They're gonna go ahead and break the sub there, and that was a decent opening turn because it at least lets me scout for what they're gonna do, and it does reveal their Life Orb as well. Now what I can do here is I can Encore them into the Play Rough, just to prevent them from going for something like Swords Dance, but I think I'm actually just going to Freeze Dry. I could also sub again, but then I run the risk of them starting to set up with Swords Dance, which obviously can be a real big problem. So I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Freeze Dry there, and they actually switch off to Shadow Claw here, which does a lot of damage. I mean, Mimikyu obviously hits pretty hard, but Iron Bundle actually has some decent bulk, so I guess I'm not surprised that it did a good amount of damage there, but you know, I guess I was hoping that it would do a little bit less. I definitely don't have a good switch into Mimikyu here. I mean, Iron Moth can easily take a Play Rough, but I can't take a Shadow Claw. I kind of feel like they might go for Play Rough here, but I don't think I'm in the situation to make predictions right now. So I'm just going to stay in and Freeze Dry. I should be faster, and they're probably not going to Shadow Sneak. I guess I could have gone for Hydro Pump. That actually was probably the right play, going for Hydro Pump. Yeah. I mean, obviously with Hydro Pump I can potentially miss, but if I don't miss, then I get the kill there. So yeah, this is actually a pretty rough situation for me now. I'm thinking of going into Annihilape and going for a Tera and then going Bulk Up. If I go into Moth, they can just Shadow Sneak for some decent damage. Let me try to think of their team. They have Volcarona, they have Hippowdon, they have Corviknight. Actually, I don't want to waste the Tera right away, so I'm actually just going to go into Moth. Again, I am aware that a Shadow Sneak will probably do a lot of damage to me, more damage than I would like, but I think that's better than going into Annihilape, and because I should live a Shadow Sneak. I mean, I'm not certain about that, to be quite honest, but oh yeah, they do have Flutter Mane, so this could actually be a big problem. I'm just gonna go Fire Dance. If they don't have Shadow Sneak, or if they don't go for, of course they do. Okay, I take that okay. I take that okay. I think actually, oh, that's awkward. They actually get knocked out with the Life Orb Recoil, which means I don't have any chance of boosting my special attack with Fiery Dance. So a little bit awkward here. If they go into Flutter Mane, usually Iron Moth is a decent check against, or a decent counter to Flutter Mane. Maybe not even counter, but usually you can take its hits pretty well. But yeah, this is kind of awkward here. So they go Baxcalibur, and we gotta play it smart if we want to have a chance at winning this game, honestly. I think it's likely they Tera here. They're probably gonna go Earthquake, which is a big reason why I have Tera Grass to take on ground types. The thing is, if I Tera Grass here, predicting an Earthquake, I'm not even certain I'll kill them. Because if they Tera Ground, then we're in a lot of trouble. But basically, I think the only Pokemon at this point that my opponent has that I would like to Tera Annihilape against is Flutter Mane. So we're just going to run the risk here. I'm going to Tera and Dazzling Gleam. This is an interesting matchup, Baxcalibur and Iron Moth, because with both of our Tera types and both of our move pools, it's really a guessing game. Like, if I Tera Grass and they predict that and go for an Ice move, I'm dead, although I don't think they will. You know, probably what they're going to... Okay, I actually do get off the Dazzling Gloom, and that does a lot of damage. So if they Earthquake here... Oh, they don't. Okay. It's going to knock me out for sure. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, so what I was saying is it's like, you know, if they go Earthquake there, then obviously I resist that. I guess they were playing the bet... Or they were playing the safest with Glaive Rush there, thinking that there was a good chance that I would Tera Grass, and I think that was a good play on their part. So now I'm in an awkward spot here. Another thing I was going to say about that matchup, I mean, I had a lot to say about that matchup, but like if they Tera Ground and I go Sludge Bomb, then that's bad. They just go Ice Shard here. And the funny thing, of course, is that I no longer can Terrasilize my Annihilape, but this is going to give me a little bit of good recovery. And then this battle is going to come down to whoever the last Pokemon on my opponent's team is. If it's Hippowdon or Corviknight, I think I win this game. Even if it's Volcarona, I actually think there's a chance I can win it. Basically, if it's Flutter Mane, I lose. If it's anything else, I have a pretty good shot. And of course, it is that Flutter Mane. So I probably should have played smarter from the get-go and just really expected the likelihood that my opponent has Flutter Mane. I think what I should have done there, you know, because I want to say my first instinct is to say, like, you know, they either have it or they don't. So, like, you know, like, it's kind of like a 50-50, but I don't think it's a 50-50. I think if I really spent more time looking at both of our team matchups and kind of assessing which threats they have for me and which threats I have for their Pokemon, then I could probably have deduced that they could possibly bring Flutter Mane. So basically, I needed to think more about the matchup there, and had I done that, there was a chance I could have, for lack of a better word, sussed out that they had Flutter Mane, and I could have played accordingly. But they had a lot of good Pokemon. That's why Baxcalibur and Flutter Mane, all these Pokemon are just so good, because, you know, they just apply the pressure. And even with Terrasilizing being a thing, it's like, if you Terrasilize to stop one of them, you get destroyed by the other, right? And vice versa. It's like, it's good stuff. So anyways, my opponent, I think they played pretty well. I did what I could with the cards I was given. Well, I guess with the cards I dealt myself. But that was still fun. Let's go to game 2. Another Volcarona. I've actually been seeing a good amount of Volcarona, even though it's not a Pokemon that you see super often anymore. Of course, number one question, as always, Flapple. Is it good? This is a tough one. You know, they have Pokemon that Flapple can resist, but also those Pokemon have moves that Flapple doesn't want to take. So I'm not certain about it. I guess another good question is, do we bring Espathra? Usually I run Dazzling Gleam on my Espathras, And of course, this is a situation where I'm not doing that, so that gives me a worse matchup against something like Meowscarada, which is a Pokemon that I'd otherwise have a decent matchup against. Thing is, Espathra seems pretty solid against a lot of my opponent's team, so I actually do think I'm going to lead with Espathra here. And then I think I like Iron Moth. What about Baxcalibur? Baxcalibur is solid, it's bulky. If we can pass some boosts to it, it can be an absolute like nightmare of a Pokemon for my opponent. The sad thing is I do have Glaive Rush for their Baxcalibur. This is tough actually. I don't know if this is a Flapple game, so I'm just gonna go ahead and bring Baxcalibur and Moth. I don't know. I love Flapple, so I wanted to bring it there. I think I probably could have made it work in certain situations, but you know, we'll see. We'll see how the game goes. Maybe they'll broaden it or not. Oh, sorry. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm jumbling my words. I'm a little tired, but anyways, I got excited there. I said oh because I saw their trainer card, which I thought was pretty cool. It has all the starters in it. They lead Palmot, which is a little annoying, but it lets me go protect and then get a speed boost, which means I will outspeed them. And then I will threaten with the Lumina Crash next turn, which is what I'm going to go ahead and do. It also scouts for what they're going to do. They actually go Nuzzle, which is actually pretty annoying. If I had Substitute, this would be awesome, but this gives me... This is actually not something I love here. I'm just going to go Crash, get off a lot of damage. If they don't have Sash, there's a chance they get knocked out. Of course, they do have Sash, though. Okay, so they're going to Nuzzle, which will paralyze me. And then I wonder if there's a chance that I Baton Pass into my Baxcalibur after that. They do have Meowscarada, so they do have a Dark type that they could switch into, but I'm just going to go Lumina Crash here. If they knock me out, it's not the end of the world. I got their Sash. And if they switch or something, again, unless it's Meowscarada, I actually think I have an okay matchup anyways. It's got to be Meowscarada, though. I don't think they would switch otherwise. Of course it is. Now, I can protect again to get another speed boost, at which point, I mean, I'm not even certain I'll outspeed them after that, right? I'm just going to go ahead and do that, though. And I don't want to burn the Tera. If I can pass these boosts to Baxcalibur, we're going to be in a really good spot. They go Knockoff, which is unsurprising. They are a Dark type now. I could Tera Normal just to take the hit better. And if I do that, there's a chance I live it and I can pass a defense boost. I'm just going to go ahead and Baton Pass. I'm not sure I'm going to be oh, I am faster. That's awesome. Okay, so this is huge. I'm going to pass to Baxcalibur. Now, the important thing here is if they are going to go Knockoff, they are going to be knocking off my Icicle, or my loaded dice, which means Icicle Spear will not be doing as much damage. And I am not passing any attack boosts here. It's just going to be speed boosts. So, ooh, that does a lot of damage. Okay. So now, I guess they could have Sucker Punch. If they have Sucker Punch, GG. Like I said, I did not pass any attack boosts, so if I go Icicle Spear and I only hit twice, there's a chance that, like, I'm just going to Glaive Rush. If they have Sucker Punch, it might be GG. If they don't have Sucker Punch, though, you know, Glaive Rush should knock them out. They are going to switch, though. They do have a couple Dragon types. I don't think they have anything that resists this Glaive Rush, so this should do a lot of damage. Now, the switch there could also mean that they maybe do have Sucker Punch, but they are Choice Banded, which is a possibility, in which case they could switch back in, and if they have Sucker Punch, they could go for it here, which could be a nightmare. But otherwise, my Baxcalibur is in a pretty good spot. They go into their own Baxcalibur, and there's no reason for me to not Glaive Rush. Well, I guess a reason for me to not Glaive Rush is possibly if they go Tera Ground. This is scary because we know their last Pokemon is that Meowscarada. I'm just going to go ahead and Glaive Rush here. I could Tera. Ooh. Really? No Tera? Wow, okay. So if they don't have... Well, we know for sure they do not have Sash. If they don't have Sucker Punch, I think we're in a good spot. That's not a guaranteed win, though, because if we don't kill them, then... you know, we're going to have a lot of trouble coming back in with the Iron Moth. But if they go Knockoff here, Well, if they go anything other than Sucker Punch, they're dead. Well, maybe not even dead actually, but probably. All right, they are dead. A lot of anxiety there where like, do they have this? Do they have this? If they have this, then, you know, we don't sweep, but if they don't have that, then we absolutely sweep. Nice Baxcalibur sweep. Baxcalibur is amazing. I mean, unsurprisingly, like, I think that goes without saying. It's one of the best Pokemon in the meta right now. And I'm not sure that'll change with the Rune Legends come into the meta, but yeah, I mean, use Baxcalibur, it's a great one. All right, so that's just gonna be a quick one today. We're gonna end the video here. Did a couple battles with the team, and I'm still having fun with it. You know, it's still a lot of fun. I'll probably play a lot more with it offline. Maybe make a few changes as well, but like I said, with the new season coming out, I definitely want to be focusing on building that as well. And I wanted to get out another video here just, again, because I do like this team a lot, but also because I haven't had a Battle Stadium singles video in a few days. So it felt overdue. Like I said, next week I'll probably have one, maybe two videos with a couple new teams, or maybe just one, but either way, once the new season drops, we will definitely be grinding that. And I'll definitely have teams focusing on at least each of the Ruin Legends. We might have teams with, you know, multiple Ruin Legends because they all do different things, but either way, I'm going to be showcasing those individually at some point. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please leave a like and subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos, and I'll see you next time.